Iron Flame. The second book.
We are gonna have to put this down though. Like,
yeah, nice.
It's a nice looking book though.
It's a very nice looking book. Yeah, second book of the... What is it actually called, the series? The Empyrean series.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called, literally.
Rebecca Yarros. But yes, we're back. First sequel. So we had to get the permanent copy. We're going to try and return it. We kept the receipt, obviously. You know, this is low budget.
Like, come on, man. We ain't got money for that.
What did you have to give up food for a week? Just get it in. But yes, straight into it, right? Whoa, before the book even started, the cheesiness is off the scale. In quote marks. This book has been transcribed from Navarian. This is a true story and names have been hidden to protect the privacy. I said bullshit already. It was just like, come on, we know it's not real. Like, come on.
So you thought that was too much?
Yeah, it's like when horror movies say this is transpired from true events. It's to make us more scared. It's like, no, it hasn't. Sharp.
Do you remember those books that we used to read, cherub books, where it'd be like, for official purposes, these children do not exist. Loads of people do it.
Yeah, but we was young.
Loads of
and
people
I liked
do it. Yeah, I still like it. But loads of people do it. Loads of authors do it. Authors like to they like to immerse themselves in that. Like, listen, at the end of the day, this could be transcribed from Navarian.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it could do. I guess it could. No, fuck.
Who says a lie? But I didn't think it was too much. I think
you think, okay.
Over the top. I think it's over the top. It's definitely over the top, but
it did not add anything to the story.
Yeah, that's the point.
It just made me think, it annoyed me for one, and for two, when I'm reading a book, I want to be fully immersed. I want to forget that I'm reading, and that made me think, this is bullshit. So it woke me up from the dream of reading. So, yeah. Do you have anything?
I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of nitpicky complaining points, but I told you about that anyways. I said Violet is the worst, most cringiest main character I've ever had the displeasure to be subjected to. I cannot believe I've got 600 pages left of her waffling to get through, respectfully. Now, the way she goes into sickening detail describing Zayden within the first chapter is so over the top. It feels illegal just reading it. It felt illegal. I've literally put a piece here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Zayden may be gorgeous and powerful and terrifyingly lethal, which shouldn't be the turn on it is, but I can't trust him to tell me the truth about anything, which hurts considering how pathetically in love with him I am. I said, at least you know.
How pathetic.
At least you know. So I also find it interesting how women attribute a desirable man with someone who is violent and constantly lies to them. He's constantly murdering and lying and abusing her, and she's like,
But this is the crazy thing. Not only does Violet find it attractive, but the authors put it in there to make all the other women that are reading it.
Something the author finds attractive in her head.
And she knows that women find it attractive, so she puts it in.
Ridiculous. And it's working. It's a bestseller. It's a bestseller. It's working. It's literally working. It's disgraceful. And it's just... These are the ways in which we sabotage ourselves as humans.
I told you, this is why the Nazis burnt books. This is why. Seriously. Because books, literature, TV, it's how you control people. So, young children are growing up, hopefully not reading this book, because this book... And that's another thing. I still don't know who this is targeted for. Because what self-respecting adult is reading this book?
That as well.
I mean, women, other than us and women. Like, women want to read that book. What man says, oh, you know what I want to read? This fantasy book by Rebecca. This is a child story.
To be fair,
it's a child story.
It's not though
because of all the sex scenes and the violence. But that's why it's not. But is it for teenagers then? But it's still a bit much for teenagers.
It's a bit much for teenagers. But
you wouldn't want your 15-year-old daughter reading that.
But you have to remember, like 15, 16, you're watching Game of Thrones. It's like, it's way worse than this because it's visual. It's visual. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But this thing, Game of Thrones has a rating on it. You ain't getting ID to read this. There's no rating on this book.
Okay, let's say young adults.
There's no rating on this book.
There's no rating. But let's say young.
So that means anyone can read that book. 12-year-old reading that.
Let's say. Well, to be fair, you would assume 12-year-old parents are going to be managing what they read and what they don't read. Hopefully. Having said that, let's say a young adult is 22, 24, around about my age. Let's say that. Bro, people my age read Harry Potter. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a children's book. There's no two ways about it. It is a children's book. And people still find it, maybe not reading in their childhood, but just enjoying them. There's definitely a market for this.
There's a difference between this and that, and the fact is, if you haven't read Harry Potter, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you if you haven't read. There's no way, or
at least seen it.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. If you haven't, then. But anyway, let's move on. The characters are so cliched and 2D that we have some played out, boring, stereotypical emotions. Violet feels hurt that Xaden has basically lied to her by omission. He's kept massive secrets from her, including the fact that her brother's still alive, and she stupidly concludes that she can't trust him anymore. He single-handedly kept her alive through most of the school year. If there's anybody that she can trust, it's obviously him, as he literally sacrificed his best friend's life for her, who's Liam. And I said, women! You do everything for them for a whole year, but it can all be undone by a tiny little lie such as...
Because they make choices based on how they feel. And how you feel can change. Changes with the wind. Literally changes with the wind.
They're trying to understand how they feel. That's the thing. They're trying to... So they can be wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
they're like, I thought I felt this, but then I feel this now.
100%.
And it's like, but you could be wrong
the
about
last
that.
book, she loved that other guy, bruv. Damon. She wanted a relationship with him. That's how she felt at the time. Now she's whipped on this guy. Explaining him in like 2, 3
And it's funny, not to jump ahead, but she stopped liking... She started to feel repulsed by Dane.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Xaden has turned... In this whole book, Xaden turned into Dane. That's literally what this book was.
Literally.
And she still loved him.
And the thing is, in the first thing, he was a complete opposite of Dane. Where Dane was trying to protect her, send her back to the library or whatever. And Xaden went to try her strength and do things. Then Xaden was like, I'm coming to kill the vice commandant because he was rude to you or something. I was
like, not just that, but he was trying to stop Violet getting into fights.
He was literally just...
This,
to be fair, the only reason he was doing that is because he was like, listen, keep your nose clean. You went back to school to like basically lay low. Don't tell anyone anything. Don't reveal anything.
Do you know, that was so long ago. I forgot about all of that. I forgot that there was any school in this book.
Literally ridiculous. But I put... Violet said a line in the first chapter that I found so disgraceful. I was like, heresy. That's literally what I said. She said, she was arguing with Tan, the dragon. I still Tan. Is that how they say it?
Spelled?
I'll literally show you. It's Tairin. That's how it's spelled in the book.
But this is why I listened to the audiobook.
Yeah, to be fair, well, look, I'll find it after. But it's spelled 10. So I've been saying 10 anyways. And
Xaden with an X. Oh my gosh, I've never seen all of this.
Did you notice it? But that's so... This Xaden, from me I saw Xaden with an X, I was like, I know he's light-skinned. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Go on,
but Violet was arguing with Tan.
Just say
Tan.
I spell it Tan.
Oh, okay.
And
Tan,
how it's pronounced in the book is Tan.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, she was arguing with Tan, and she said, stop bringing logic into an emotional argument. I said, that is such a typical line to have your female protagonist say, with a straight face. You've actually said,
sexism.
Stop bringing logic.
It's sexism for the writer to even say that.
Literally, I said, you said, stop bringing logic into an emotional argument. It's the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say, and genuinely mean it.
I put our first sequel. Do you know how good it is to know what the fuck is going on from the get-go? Because every time I'm reading a book, it takes me at least 15 chapters for me to feel fully immersed and know what's going on.
Yeah.
But this book did have a problem. Even though it was so long, name me the people that's in her squad.
There was Rhiannon. There was Imogen. There was like Riddoch Sawyer.
Okay, so you know the names. I don't think there's been any character building on any Rhiannon. There's character building on her,
and it's only the last one.
And, well, they all are for the last one.
Yeah, in the last one.
But Rhiannon, there's only character building only because she pushed her away. That's the only reason. Literally. And then Riddick, is it Riddick?
I was saying Riddoch, but
Riddoch,
whatever.
Him, we still don't know anything about him.
Yeah,
but he's just always saving her. He's basically another Xaden.
Bodhi, who's Xaden's cousin.
Yeah,
basically another Xaden as well.
This book is the only people you know is. Well, I don't want to list them because there is a few, but
it's quite
there's a lot of characters that they missed out that should have been, because they could have killed them off and made us, that's another thing.
Like I said, what valuable time they could have spent character building, they instead spent having Violet like pine over Xaden constantly, basically, essentially, just pine over Xaden when she's not in his presence, wishing to be in his presence when she's not in his presence, and then sucking him off when she is in his presence. So I don't really understand why they wasted so much time, but I put... Oh, sorry, was you about to continue?
Go on, let me go. I think it's interesting to relive the parapet. There's so much more suspense this time around. And I think before, with every cadet that died, it was a good thing because that was Violet's competition. Whereas now, because she's got a soft heart, she's a soft-hearted person, it hurts her to see cadets die and we feel that pain. Maybe the second book should have been the first, and the first book could have been an origin story, because let's be real, there was no suspense in the first book. We knew she wasn't going to die. And you can't have suspense and then sorry, if you can't have suspense, then at least have the mystery of an origin story. Because, you know, as she's watching the cadets go, she's like, oh, I don't want him to die, you know. And there was some suspense, and it's like, is that cadet going to be the first person to die in this book? You know, there was something. Whereas in the first book, there's no suspense in the parapet because it's the first challenge she has to pass.
And the only sort of suspense that there was whether Rhiannon, the girl that she lent her boot to, was gonna make it. That's
and
like
we didn't
really,
even care.
And we just met her, so literally nobody cared. But I personally thought the only way that they could have successfully like made it an engaging scene in the first book, not in this book, but as if they
pushed somebody.
Yeah, as if they had her on killing people, and that's the only thing that they would have. That's the only way to shock us. Like, just have her just active aggressive for no reason, or just out the gate.
I'm skipping. I've got chapter 11, so I'm skipping
see,
ahead already. You know how I do. You know what I do.
I put good. They nerfed Andana and Violet's dragon can no longer stop time. I literally said there is no way they were going to get 600 pages of conflict, and that didn't solve everything. That didn't solve it from the last book.
And then they'd have to explain it, the time travel and this.
But then they couldn't just have her not use it. They'd have to have her use it, but still not be able to fix everything with it. You know how incredibly difficult that is to do. They did it in Doctor Who.
Well,
somehow.
to be fair, time travel never solves everything.
It never creates more problems than it solves it. But that's not time travel. It's time stopping. There's no excuse. You could stop time. Threat stop. Done. They've been stopped.
Go have a cup of tea. Think about it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't see a way for this story to be a success if they retained that crazy super weapon. Honestly, Andana should never have been able to stop time in the first place. Like, you had a way to actually stop time.
Didn't even do anything.
And you didn't find a way to win the war before you lost it. That is a bozo level blunder. You've absolutely blundered this.
Chapter 11. And we are met with a cringe fest. Of course, Xaden is taking part in a topless bare knuckle fight, and of course it's so easy for him. Despite that, I'm impressed how the writer is so easily able to invoke emotions of pride that Violet is feeling when she smugly says Xaden is toying with him. And I put, if I dislike the book, then why am I feeling a sense of pride for the characters? Maybe I do like this one. Because I was feeling, when she said Xaden's toying with him, you know, she said it to a girl, or I think the girl said, oh, he's struggling. She was like, Xaden's toying with him. And then Xaden dealt with him. It was fun. Yeah, when Xaden dealt with him, I was like, yeah, it's cool.
But that's the funny thing. But the funniest thing is, we feel that sense of pride for him because he's a useful character that can do things. So she's not a useful character that can do things, except for her having the two crazy super weapons that she just got out of nowhere. But
this is the thing. From the beginning, I've never claimed to like the story, but I kind of have a dislike for it. It's interesting in some ways on the other, but the writer still invoked that feeling of pride inside me, which is what I'm saying. So how can my feelings be controlled, but in the same breath I'm saying I don't like the book?
Yeah, that's true. So I've never said I don't like it. I like several things.
Yeah, I like things about it, but you know, it's just I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. That's the thing. Yeah, unless you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, unless you like that. I put this is way before yours, by the way. I put, why is Violet pressuring Xaden for the truth like she's not going to shag him anyway? We literally all know this guy keeping secrets from her, lying to her, abusing her is 80% of the reason why she even likes him in the first place. And then she's here telling him full disclosure or nothing. He was like, nothing. And then he was like, but you're still coming back. And it was just so weird how she was just trying to put ultimatum.
Yeah, you can't.
And then admitting to herself like she can't control herself.
You can't put an ultimatum when you have no power.
And she admittedly gave up her power in every single possible situation. But yeah, I just thought that was ridiculous.
I hope this book isn't a carbon copy of the first book, which is a played out, filthy, lust-filled story. The sex scene in chapter 11 where Violet finally gives in to her lust for Xaden. I like to highlight that this type of writing make people, especially women, think that this is feelings of love when it's just lust.
It is nothing but lust. Literally nothing but lust. In fact, she even said she doesn't even know him at all. Like, doesn't know anything about him. I said, how can you love somebody you know nothing about? How can you love somebody who constantly lies to you and abuses you? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I left a bit off. I put a break, by the way, when I didn't mean to. I put... makes me lose all respect for Violet, how whipped on Xaden she is. She tried to say, tell me the truth or it's over. And this guy said, shut up, you're whipped. And she just took it. And literally she said, okay, Xaden. She said, okay, daddy. I said, Dane would never violate her like that, you
know. This is why I didn't write a lot of things down in the beginning. 15 chapters in, and there is nothing noteworthy. The book isn't good, interesting, or creative. Is the writer really taking us through another year of rider school? I think maybe the first bit book could have been on the 3 years of rider school, and then this book could have been about the war with the wyvern. That's what. But this is me at chapter 15. This obviously before
I don't know. I don't know how you can fit 3 years of rider school into one book. I'm like, not. That's ridiculous to have 3 years of school in one book. I personally don't know.
Well, look at in Harry Potter. Sometimes they do. You know, they go home for the summer and they come back.
But it's like it's all within one school year. It's all within one term. It's September to August. Nothing happens outside of them. In the summer is in the summer. So
years pass in books. You know. Years do pass in books.
When we read Ren Quicket's Cry, this guy said, I opened a letter. Next year, open the next letter. Next year, that was the paragraph. And I was just like, this is chaotic. Is he allowed to? He can't do that.
Yeah.
Felt illegal.
Because we don't need to be taken through the school years. Like, even in Harry Potter, you know, we need Voldemort to come in because the school year doesn't carry the book. The story.
It's very respectful of Voldemort to wait until the end of the school year. He cares about Harry's education more than he lets on, to be fair to him. But, sorry, my team just scored. Anyways, let me look at... I'm on a bit where they finally get back to... How do you say the college name? Bazgiath. That's what Bazgiath. That's way better than...
That's how they say that. I take no credit.
Way better. That is actually way better. But I put the way Xaden called this Dane guy out in front of everybody. Called in front of everybody. He literally said she chose me. She don't want you. Called him a batty boy to his face in front of everybody. Bear in mind, he just got promoted. Dane just became wing leader, you know. He said, you're not him.
So what was Dane before? Squad leader?
You know, Dane was squad leader and Xaden was the wing leader. And now that he's graduated, he became lieutenant. They just moved him or whatever. Yeah. And then Dane took his place. But he literally said, you're not him. Chill out, relax. I couldn't have taken that personally. I said to myself, Dane, you better respond. I don't care what you do, but set pace.
Respond with your fist.
Bro, I literally said, take him outside. You're already outside. Literally knock his block off. Do something. I said, you better respond. There's no way you can stand there. And I even said, Violet, you're letting the guy you're shagging violate your best friend like that. After God fear with him.
It wasn't his bed.
After God fear with him. That's what I said. Because, last year she was in love with him. This year she's letting man violate him in front of everybody and she said nothing. She agreed. Remember, she was even like, yeah, you're not him. You're not Zayd. That's it. Disgraceful.
The excerpts that we are getting, is it excerpts? What is it? What does it say?
Excerpts.
It's excerpts. That's what I thought it was, but it kept saying excerpt. Well, in the audiobook it's unclear, but I thought it was excerpt. The excerpts that we're getting every other chapter are not the gift that the author thinks that they are. They take away from the story. I believe as a writer, you want your readers to be so immersed that they forget that they're reading. Every time the writer has a break in the story with an excerpt, I'll put it on here, it's like being woken up from a deep sleep with a bucket full of cold water. I hated it.
With you. I hated it. When you say the excerpts, do you mean these, by the way?
I don't know. I haven't seen the book.
Yeah. In this, it works way better because you can literally just ignore it. Your eyes could just glaze over it. So it works way better. Like these, you mean?
Oh, so it doesn't say excerpts then?
It doesn't. But I think in the audiobook, because you need to know what you're hearing.
So every other chapter, let's just go.
So I feel like they all had one. I think every chapter had one. Yeah, every chapter has one. But the thing is, some of them I didn't even read. Some of them, my eyes just went glazed over.
It's not long. When it's an audiobook, it feels like it's long.
They show the camera, so they at least know.
Well, I did probably see. So basically, at the start of the book, there's this part, and in the audiobook, you can't see, is this part, and in audiobook it says excerpt from the Writer's Contract.
Yeah, some fictional book that's not been written yet. But I don't know what in the Navarian library or whatever.
Yeah, it just was.
And it'll be like, recovered correspondence between Lieutenant Rioson and
Elijah. Captain Elijah. Yeah, Lieutenant Elijah, yeah.
You was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I put, I'm pleasantly fuddled but not entirely sloshed is a funny way to say one is significantly inebriated. I remember Violet saying that's the first time she actually made me laugh in this book. Zayden was like, are you drunk? She was like, pleasantly fuddled but not entirely sloshed. I was like, I'm going to start saying that.
Okay, maybe I'm being extremely harsh in this book. There was a deep philosophical question that the writer is trying to answer. Can you love somebody that you can't fully trust? Somebody that keeps certain secrets from... somebody that you know keeps certain secrets from you. I'd say the answer is yes. We don't even trust the people at all. I don't even know what I'm saying.
You always do this.
No, because obviously I'm working. When I listen, I'd say the answer is yes. We don't even know the people that we love and trust sometimes. That's what I think I was trying to say.
Or that we say that we love anyways.
And also another philosophical point of this story, which makes it 3D, so I have to give it to the writer, is that they aren't the good guys. And she doesn't know it, and she kind of she finally works out that they're not the good guys. In the first book, she was still like not sure, but that's the creative twist. It's obviously not the original idea, but it hasn't been played out that they're not the good guys. That's not something that's been done a million.
So basically, everyone and the fact everyone even thinks they're the good guys as well. So but
this is what I'm saying. Yeah, everyone believes everyone believes that they're good guys, but then she works out that they're not the good guys. I mean, they're not the bad guys. They're definitely not the bad guys.
We know the bad.
Yeah, we know the bad guys.
We already saw them. They're on crud.
Yeah.
I put starting to get interested. Dane is the new wing leader, so I'm looking forward to him earning my respect back by making Violet regret she ever tried to tech him for idiot in front of everybody. I hope he doesn't spend the whole book simping for her, which is what I expect the author will make him do.
He didn't though. He didn't. He kind of ignored her.
He spent a while after, like immediately after, he was looking after her, like looking for her, calling her Vi, things like that. Remember when she even punked him in front of when they was on the parapet? She was even like, yeah, say one more word and I'll bop you, basically. I literally would have been like, listen, calm down. Settle down. Remember, you're a cadet. I'm the wing leader. In fact, why are you here? I literally be like, why are you talking? Leave. The apprentice. You could leave straight away. Just what I said, you used to set pace. Because at the end of the day, you can't just friendly fire your command officer for no reason.
In chapter 18, Tam seems to be communicating with Violet's professor, the dickhead one, Varys. I thought that only the rider can communicate with their own dragon through telepathy. So in the scene, he basically, I think he had his teeth on the dragon's, on Varys' dragon's throat.
So did they say Varys in the book?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say Varys again. Varys. It's just different.
But I am listening in times too, so the names it could be Varys. But I think basically Varys was trying to force Violet to bring Andana out, and obviously she couldn't. So one time, I think he punished her the first time, and the second time, he was going to punish her again, and Tan basically said, no, it's not happening. You don't come on, See
what I'm saying?
But in the scene, I don't know if the writer messed up or what, but Tan was basically saying to him, force him to apologise. Like, literally said, apologise now. And he did. So I don't know what happened in that scene. Why he could communicate.
I don't know. I personally think, and my next point to my Major Varys as well, because I literally said he seems like a guy that could actually set pace, because he turns up in things and he basically seems to do what he wants, and no one really reins him in any way, shape or form.
He was like the games master.
He was like the
games master in Hunger Games, the new one.
Yeah. That's literally what he literally just seemed to roll around, even his dragon seemed to roll around doing what it wanted. And even Tan literally said, eyes on my man. He literally said, watch him, because I know about it.
But another teacher G-checked him one time, though.
Yeah,
when basically, I think, what happened? I can't remember what it was. But the other teacher was like, it's not that deep. I think, he wanted to strip search her or something like that.
Colonel
and they were like, whoa, calm down, mate.
Relax. She's not impersonating anybody, bro.
Yeah.
And she said, but she's got a jacket on, though.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm surprised you remember that. I'm surprised you remember that, actually.
Yeah, I just remembered because he was like, when you said strip check, and that's literally what. But I put Major Varys' dragon putting the recruits on blast was a cool scene, because he put them on blast. Bro, some of them man who got burned up weren't even the recruits. He literally said, all of you man, he said it's not safe, no job security. He said, because remember they put him in to tighten things up. Because they said he was put there to tighten things up.
Why did the dragon do that?
Because the dragon does what he wants. His dragon's vicious, does what he wants. He saw one guy run and he said, yeah, duck or don't. Duck or don't. But at the end of the day,
there's a nice touch as well that they put in the book. And anytime a dragon lets off flames, they always say, hold your breath and don't breathe. Because if you do, your inside, the heat, they say the sheer heat of the air, if you breathe it in, you'll singe the inside of your lungs, which is a nice little realism touch.
It definitely is a nice realism touch, and it's the kind of thing that reminds us like how fucking dangerous these fucking dragons actually are, man. It's actually not even funny how dangerous dragons actually are. They even said the infantry quadrant in one of the excerpts, they were like, there's never going to be trust between the riders and the infantry, because the riders say we don't trust the infantry to hold the line when dragons pull up, and the infantry say we don't trust the dragons to not eat us. He said they're wild animals, bro. They could just yam you for no reason, and they do.
And what are you gonna do? Punish him? Like
why? They're super weapons. You need them.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally need them.
You go. I'm going.
Yeah, nah, you go.
The kissing scenes are so icky. I want to hide my face.
Yes,
I actually want to fast forward past them, but I know it's my job to endure. Like, is this what women like? Are they thinking, oh yes, Riderson, when they're reading this? Is this what women really reading? Is that what they're thinking?
One can only assume. Me personally, I was thinking, please let it. Is it over yet? I was thinking things like that.
I was like,
literally. Felt illegal. Literally illegal.
Here's a quote: "Stealing a piece of soul with stealing a piece of my soul with every nibble, kiss or touch."
Yeah, see, that's
like I literally need a woman here so we can ask them. I mean, what is your fucking soul anyway? What's your soul? Yeah. Stealing a piece of my soul with every nibble, kiss or touch. Literally. What is my soul?
Yeah,
Joseph, these are the things what's my soul?
This is why I said they're feeling feelings. They're not thinking thoughts.
They are feeling feelings.
They're just feeling feelings. And they're just trying to interpret feelings when there may be no word to interpret.
What is my soul? He's stealing a piece of my soul. But what is that? Is that poetry?
The way it was like the way even Zayden was getting poetic. I was like, I can clearly tell this is written by a woman for women because I said men do not talk like this. He was going like bar after bar.
What do you mean in his own chapter?
No. I mean when he was talking to Violet and he was like, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Oh yeah.
Not even in a like inappropriate way, but just like dropping bar after bar poetry on her. I was just like, men do not speak like this. Like it just doesn't happen. It's a woman's dream, but it just doesn't happen. But I put, these men do not have job security. The way Nadine got deaded by that first year, and what's with all the neck snapping? Remember that guy? She was like, "Oh, I'm Violet. Can't you tell me you?"
Oh yeah.
I said no. That's the worst way to die.
But she was a new character anyway, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a new character. Yeah. But I was like, that's the worst way to die. You was actually fucking about.
Accident,
you was fucking about,
man
and you
said
died.
Accident. You don't pretend to be certain people. Not the general's daughter who's hated by everybody.
Remember what I said?
Pretend to be that person.
I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
What do you say? Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, fuck
around
and find out.
He did not wait. He literally did not hesitate.
She found out.
He didn't wait for her to finish her sentence. He had the name. He said, yeah. He said, Muslimics, say less.
I said, ooh, Zayden and Violet's sister are stationed on the same base. Are we going to get some juicy infidelity? Or is this not that type of book? Why can it not be that kind of book? Give us something. I mean, it hasn't been a boring book, but it's hardly worth reading.
It's not. I think
it's not that type of book, though.
I feel like.
Do you think people would rage? Do you think the fans would rage if that happened?
Yeah, of course. The funny thing is, definitely, because I don't think you do this, but I read the reviews on the book as well, and I read
I was supposed to. I only do it after. I don't want to read the book.
I'll hear people read what people think about the book and like how much they engage with X character, Y character. Like Zayden's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite. Of course, he's a fan favorite. As we see, everyone loves this guy, apart from.
He's perfect in every way.
In literally every way. This guy, what is he? Topless fighting, all this shit. Like, come on, man.
Super powerful, double signaling, like, bad boy dragon.
Kills everyone, kills anyone for any reason. Like, he killed that guy's brother just because he was bullying somebody. I was like, that's and then he even doubled down and said, yeah, I'm not sorry for killing your brother because he deserved it.
But we didn't see that bit though, did we?
We didn't see it, but he did tell. He did say in the. He did literally say,
I don't remember. He said he doesn't.
But yeah, I think
could that not have been a thing?
I think it could have been a thing.
Made the book juicy.
Violet would have forgiven him. She's whipped. She's whipped. She's whipped. She would have forgiven him. Remember, Scan of Arabia, wife number 1, wife number 2. That's it.
Oh yeah,
remember, in American Dad. Literally, she's whipped on him. Doesn't matter. Even when they heard about what's that, Catriona?
Yeah, but there's nothing to.
No, there was nothing. But she thought there was something, and it was like literally. Even when I was hearing,
I don't think she thought there was something going on.
No, but remember she heard Catriona. She put 2 and 2 together because what's his name, Bodhi, and his big mouth was literally like, he wasn't even in love even with Catriona or whatever. And then she was like, who? But even when she heard about that, I was even like, why are you acting like you're gonna do something? You're not gonna do anything. Zayden's gonna be like, down girl, and you're gonna obey your master because this is their relationship.
I put, this torture scene better be juicy. It better not be a couple slaps and punches. This is the writer's opportunity to make us cringe and flinch. And this was in the beginning when basically I think they were in the hall and they said, this year we're going to teach you how to sustain torture, even though there is no way to sustain torture. That's why soldiers are given cyanide pills and stuff. You do not sustain torture.
Yeah.
Sorry,
bro, it's not really. If it's done properly, there's not really any way to sustain it forever. Do you even want to sustain it forever? Do you want to find out what happens when you win?
Everybody sings, mate.
Everybody sings. That's the point of it. It's literally the point of it. It's the reason why it's so effective. They know it's going to work. I Oh yeah, obviously we spoke about this already. The first meeting between Violet and Xaden, when she pulls up in Samara, is ridiculously over the top. I get that this is secondarily, or maybe even
What
primarily.
first meeting? You still on chapter 1?
Bro, no. Remember in the topless fighting scene? The topless fighting
He's still
scene.
back there, bro.
Bro, listen, I don't know. You start on like chapter 40.
Go ahead.
But I said it's particularly over the top. Yeah, I get that this is secondarily, or maybe even primarily a love story, but I cringed with secondhand embarrassment as I forced my way through it. I forced myself. Felt like work. Genuine work. But I hope this Sloane girl has a more important role in this story than being somebody for Violet to mentor from afar. So far, she's not done a lot, and it means nothing to the reader outside of being Liam's sister. And obviously hating Violet.
Just to bring to your attention that it's been 30 minutes and you're on chapter 1. Yeah?
No, I'm not on chapter 1. I'm not on chapter 1.
Okay.
I'm not on chapter 1.
Alright, cool. I'm not
You was
arguing.
like, point 2. I'm on chapter 45. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know why
I'll
I'm
get straight into the
Do
plot.
you
I'll be like, well,
understand-
that invalidates this point.
No, do you understand why it's been 30 minutes? We want this hours what we wanted. I understand that this
But
book
don't worry,
is
you've
long.
got most of the end. I've
understand-
covered the beginning bits that you skipped over. So listen, that's balance going.
Say you don't need to say, you can still go back. You can go back. But I'm just letting you know that, 30 minutes in, one day we'll have the audience and we can sit down 3 hours long, whatever, but we just don't. We got to get through it.
It's fine, I only did like 20-25 points anyway.
Yeah, same. I said I'm so disappointed with the torture scene. The most suspenseful part was Dane choosing not to read Violet's mind. She was tortured for 5 days, and it was just like, oh, he punched her. He broke this jaw, he broke that. Like, there was no. It could have been done much better. He could have got some real. The fact is, they got healers, so whatever he did, they could have cut off her leg or something. They could have done something.
Bro, I always feel like
stuck needles in her fingers. They just didn't do anything. They just glossed over it, and then it had been 5 days.
the limits. It's limitless when it comes to torture. That possibilities are genuinely limitless.
They could have made her so disfigured that they don't even want to.
Blinded her.
They could have blinded her.
Or take one. Take that tongue. Take something.
They could have took something.
Take some fingers.
They did nothing, man. That was just disappointing.
And it's the kind of thing torture's supposed to scar you. As the reader, supposed to scar you. And it's supposed to make you think this is genuinely.
It's supposed to scar her too. She suffered no mental trauma after that as well.
Yeah, she was
very little,
fine and dandy.
Yeah,
literally
very
alive
little.
and well. But 100%.
Yeah, and it's the mother. Do you know what? I think the character of the mother, I think, is a very good character. It's missed. We didn't get much. We did not get much. It was all second guessing in terms of, does mother even love me? This, that, and the other. But I mean, she comes through. Like, she was behind Xaden, coming into the torture chamber or whatever, looking for her daughter. So they
even kind of gave it away a little.
No, they gave it all away.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, they did.
They gave it all
I was
away.
about to say, when they pulled up back to the college, Baz guy at the college, and they was like, oh yeah, the general looked relieved to see her daughter. I was just, oh well, see, look, they're giving us a little bit of humanity here and there. Because in the first book, she was like, if you send me into the quadrant, I'm gonna die. Her mum said, so be it.
Yeah.
It was like,
100%.
yo,
100%.
It was literally like, rah. And she even said to Mira, stop helping her. I was like, that's you actually wanted her to die.
No, because I always knew the mother loved her anyway. I think it was like certain things they gave away in the first book. Like, the mum was proud that she made it through something like that. She was proud.
But again, in the first couple of chapters, I was like,
I'll go back to my old notes. I'll show you. Like, I was like, does this mother want her to get killed? Like,
she already lost one child. Which apparently she didn't. But
I thought it's I didn't think even finish my point.
Yeah.
I said the most suspenseful part was Dane choosing to not read Violet's mind.
Yeah.
Having said that, I do enjoy the story. It's not special or amazing, but I think I'm invested in the book. And I'm glad that it's so long, because I don't want the story to finish. It's a very easy book to listen to. Well, I thought it was easy. You told me you didn't think it was
there
easy.
was parts that weren't easy to read. There was parts that were easy to read. There was parts that I liked, like, I forgot to even say my point about this, but the point where Major Varish was punishing her for and Dana not showing up for fight maneuvers or whatever, and he was like, again, which has been a lightning, and he was like, again. And he was literally just taking the piss of it, and then he said, well, if your golden one would like to show up, then he said, we will only give you 3 more. And I didn't even say we'll stop, he said, we'll only give you 3 more, and then burn her out or whatever, which is why I just felt like he was just I felt like he showed up just to antagonize people. Though. He was a kind
of
of. He was that kind of. No, he was that kind of character.
He was a problem.
He was that kind of character where he literally said, "I'm here to antagonize you and nothing more. I don't want anything. I want to be a problem for you." That's literally what you want. Like even when they strip searched her, he literally said, "Like, bro," he said, "Do you know how many command officers remember when they said he got a G check?" He literally said, "Bro." He said, "You can get my man, you can get my man, you can get my man. Give me the jacket." He said, "At the end of the day, you're still getting searched." And it's so lucky they didn't search Tan, or maybe they was too scared to, because he's like the biggest, baddest, whatever.
Can't go near.
But he said, at the end of the day, you're still getting searched.
I said, it's a nice touch to bring Jack back from the dead. I know. I said it does show a lack of creativity. The author felt like the book was missing in depth, which it is. So I guess she thought, bring back her arch nemesis. That will do the trick. Let us hope she is right. But yes, obviously it's boy. No, he's back. But it wasn't.
Not to talk about that. But not to talk about that. Is Jack her arch nemesis? I understand he tried to kill her and everything, but so many people have tried to kill her.
He was invested.
He was invested, but it's the kind of thing where it was like a coming of age moment for her. She murdered him. What did she do? Drop a mountain on him? It was supposed to be like her, yes, I'm hard as nails, whatever. And Muhammad, I'm hard, Bruce Lee, as they say. But then they just took that away. I was like, so she's not hard. She literally didn't kill anybody. She's that transformative moment, what she has, but that transformative moment that we got in Fourth Wing, eliminated, erased.
No, he was brought back from the dead. They were healing.
They said my man was tired because of all the work
they had to do mountains to get him back.
Literally, she moved mountains to kill him, bro. At the end of the day, I said, not sure how I feel about the decision to bring back Jack Barlow. Our heroes of Navarre, shall we say, were previously overpowered because they had Andana, a way to stop time. The author nerfs Andana early in the book, to kind of level the playing field and give some conflict, only to give them the power to resurrect dead people. So what is the point? They've had every single crazy superpower. They can resurrect dead people, stop time, lightning. But General Melgren can foresee the outcome of it.
Yeah, I didn't realise that later in did that only come in later in the book?
That was in the first book. They literally said Well, I don't think he was in it, but they mentioned in the college. There was like General Melgren can see the outcome of it. But I literally said, and you man are still losing. You're still losing. You can stop time and see what's gonna happen, and you're still losing. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. But yeah, I want to give them the power to resurrect dead people almost, and of course, I expect Jack's main focus for the entire story is going to be to only kill Violet because what could be more important than her? I roll.
But that wasn't the case. Though,
I was very surprised.
Was weird.
I was surprised.
He was all over the place. He was all over the place. I mean, his last scenes, it was all. There was
no direction.
Some men just want to watch the world.
No, literally.
He saved Violet, then he wants to kill her. Like, why didn't he just kill her there? Ridiculous. I thought she was done for. She was done. I actually thought she was done for.
I was thinking.
Well, I knew she wouldn't be, but I was thinking. Like,
how you gonna get out of this one? Find out next week. Be kind of Batman kind of shit going on. I thought the only reason why I rated that scene is because I was like, obviously Zay didn't come to save her, obviously or whatever. And then they made it Jack. I was like, okay, so you've surprised me, and you've given something cool to do to somebody other than Zayden, because like the book sucks him off so much. It's just like, bro, we need to see somebody else get to. This is why I liked the bit where they was doing the riding maneuvers or whatever, and it was like, yeah, you have to be able to dismount from your dragon, and it was teaching them and Violet was like watching Dane do it, and she was like, I can't fucking do that, and they was like, yes, this is why Dane is a wiggly duck, perfect execution, and it was just interesting seeing her have something that she can't do, or something that learn new skills in some way, shape or form. But again, straight away she was like, we don't need to do that, and it was pretty much not mentioned again. They mentioned it maybe once.
I changed my mind about liking this book. This book is filth. The sex scene in chapter 26 where Violet flies 8 hours because she thinks Zayden's on Malik's door. I still don't know who this book is for. I mean, it must be adult women. But isn't fantasy genre so childish? Like, who over 15 is reading fantasy? But the sex scenes are definitely 18 plus. So I'm confused. But the sex scene is so long, I might actually have to skip it. I need Zayden for my existence. I'll die if I have to go another moment without him inside me. Ew. Like, what? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for me, ultimately. In fact, I even said that. I literally said the fact that you're such a whiny, pathetic ball of neurosis over this guy that you met last year I said, you're letting yourself down, you're letting him down, you're letting your general mother down, and worst of all, you're letting me down. That's like the worst out of everything. This is why I didn't really like Violet at all.
I just want to see you.
There was a huge gap.
Done.
You know, there's a huge gap where I forgot one, but I'm just gonna do it from memory.
I got.
I literally. Okay, yeah, go.
Do you remember what Jon Snow did when the people of King's Landing didn't believe him about the White Walkers? What did he do?
He brought one.
He performed one of the best stealth missions of all time and smuggled them into King's Landing. He went and kidnapped one. It was the best stealth mission of all time. And the reason why it's the best stealth mission of all time is because it wasn't Mission Impossible, oh, we need this key, this password. It was, we need this opportunity to get Cersei to give us an army. Cersei could still turn around and say, no.
Yeah,
you know, but they did all that. They sacrificed so much for the chance.
That's why. Because they even knew Cersei was a waste man as well. They knew the chances of her saying no were high anyway, even if they did get
exactly. So, stealth mission time. Go catch a blood clot wyvern and bring it for everybody. Just bring it. Go catch one. That could have been stealth mission. Snake down there, catch one, put the net on them, something, put them to sleep.
But that's the funniest thing. Yes, that would have been better, and yes, it would have been good, but it's the kind of thing like the king and like all the top man, they knew what was going on out there. They literally knew. It wasn't even a secret.
It was just the people. It was just the people.
It was just the people. But
and then it was treason to speak about it. Literally kill everyone who speak about it.
Exactly. And the thing is, what's his name? Colonel Etos. He sent man after man after man trying to bop every single person from that squad, that little core of people. Bopped, what's her name? Aya. Bopped everybody. And literally tried to get Violet multiple times as well. And the only reason she survives plot armor because she's the main character. It's the actually only reason she survived.
Plot armor.
Got everybody, you know. You never heard that?
Plot armor.
Got every single, but like, if you had not been the main character, you would have died. Like, it's like in Star Wars where they're like flying against the Death Star or whatever. You look around on the ship, you don't see any main characters. You're like, oh, we might be done for here. But yeah, I personally think, that would have been better. And it's a good parallel to Game of Thrones. To be fair, it's a good example.
Plot twist and a half when Jack saves Violet, even though he's 100% chatting shit when he says that they are even because he saved Violet's life. That doesn't make any sense. She killed him and he saved her life. How are they even? Is that a blunder? Is that a blunder from the author? But then the author did clear it up and say, this is what Violet said. Jack's math is bad because I killed him, he saved me. Something like that.
That's not.
Why did she even put it in?
That's not clearing. That is not clearing up the thing whatsoever. That's literally just saying, just expose my own blunder before we could expose it. That's not the same thing as clearing up anything. It's still not clear, in fact, what he meant by that. So do you understand what I'm saying? She didn't clear up anything. It's still unclear what he meant by that. All she did was expose her own blunder before we could expose it. It's not the same thing.
You know what? Just because I think there was 2 torture scenes. Was there 2 torture scenes? So the first one was when they were all together in their squads and they were in their chambers. Yeah. And then there was the actual Violet torture scene after.
Oh, okay.
That's why, because I'm reading my notes and I said, the torture scene was disappointing. But this was actually when they went in with their squad mates and they had to drink the juice. Oh yeah. Or they didn't drink the juice and they managed to break out. They drank before. Yeah. They managed to break out of it. Yeah. But this is okay. So we'll get into the other torture scene because I was thinking.
I had a feeling that when I heard about that juice to begin with, I was like, I feel it's going to play a major part in this story because it just seems like it just came out of nowhere. And they're inventing all these super weapons as well. Like, you've got resurrect people, you can cut people off from their dragons, which is a huge problem, by the way, if you've got that.
Yeah, 100%. But this is what I say, the stealth mission, because they actually have a stealth mission. They had a stealth mission. It was just what I said. The stealth mission was good because it was just what I said. It was stealing a book which gives them an opportunity to complete their mission. But it was so obvious that Nolan the Mender was poisoning her when he came through with that concoction of whatever. Like, he just gave it to her. Have some of this, and she was like, okay, yeah, thank you. And it was
ridiculous.
Done. Ridiculous. It was done.
A judgment is poor. Your judgment is poor.
Well, I don't know. I think it was bad storyline because it was made obvious. Well, I sensed it. And I didn't even know who it was.
Perhaps if, for example, remember when in the very, very beginning of the book when she was like, she got stabbed by the venin or whatever and she got stabbed by some poison blade or whatever. If they made it so she had to continuously take some kind of medicine to counteract the poison throughout the book and then he turned out to be contaminating that medicine, that would have been way better. Yeah. Because it wouldn't have been randomly, he just said, boom, gave her a pipe or whatever.
Exactly that.
So I think that could have been way better. Similarly how they, even in Harry Potter, they sabotage Lupin's thing. They sabotage his potion.
Plot twist, Dane saves Violet. This is shaping up to be a much better book than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect him to save her. He basically killed... He sliced... It wasn't Varys, was it? It was Varys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sliced up Varys in the torture scene and helped Violet out in time when Zayden came through and whatnot. But we mistakenly discussed the torture scene for the first one.
Yeah.
So we already got
I personally, maybe it's just my dislike of Violet. He couldn't leave her. He couldn't like not help her, like not save her away.
Yeah, of course. Wait, who? Dane or Zayden?
Dane.
Nah, he's a man that follows orders. So I thought he was gonna read them. But even if
his dad's the colonel.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna read her mind. But even if he had, you know. Look where the book went anyway.
Oh yeah.
Look where the book went. Everyone
he is a man that's out of code. He's out of code. He's good soldier, just follow orders.
Do you want me to go?
Hold on one sec. Go. I'm trying to do.
This is a long one.
Yeah, go on.
Look how long it is. It's not long.
I've got one that's long, literally like that.
So another cringy sex scene, but on steroids. Violet keeps whispering to Zayden that she wants him feral. Cringe.
She's like, how can we go worse than what we already did? Double down.
I assume she doesn't mean that she wants him to shit up the place and smear it on the walls. So what feral behaviour is she talking about?
You can't ask that in the heat of the moment. Kill everything.
Is this what women want?
If he started barking.
This cringy shit?
If he started barking, it
She kept saying it. Feral. I want you feral.
No,
but then again, I'm pretty sure you told me that you got hard on that certain point already. Joseph.
I knew he was going to say that.
You don't remember saying that?
We're cutting that part. We're cutting that.
Listen, you don't want the truth to get out.
We're cutting that. The book rose up. Book rose up.
Surprisingly, the author does bring up a list of certain points in the book. Oh, okay. So surprisingly, the author does bring up a list at certain points in the book. So she is somewhat intelligent. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. But
So surprisingly, the author does bring up love at certain points in the book, or what love is. No. Why don't you define it? Why didn't she define it and make it clear what love is? Because she could have defined love as an act of sacrifice. You know. Zayden made an act of sacrifice by saying he wanted to hear 3 words from Violet before they had sex. So he sacrificed his desire. But even that was fueled by lust because he had a desire to hear the words "I love you." So maybe you can't separate love and lust. But the author could have tried.
Yeah.
So, you know, it had a touch of philosophical moments in it.
It was very philosophical, but I would have preferred there was room for philosophy in there.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred if they defined love as an act of will when you do
that's exactly what,
which is kind of what Dane did. I was like, he's been punked at every single point in this book, and at the end of it, when it was all said and done, this guy still did what he committed to do and loved Violet and saved her at the end of the day. Whereas what she had with Zayden was literally lust.
An act
of will. So it's like
it's a verb.
There you go. Literally, regardless of how you feel, regardless of whether you're annoyed, regardless of whether you're upset, regardless of whether they punked you or whatever, you have committed. You choose to still love them. So I feel like that's if they had framed love in that way and I put more emphasis on how Dane actually.
But no one
loved
wants
Violet.
no story wants to define it because they just want the losty shit.
And they also want the fantasy. Love is not. That's not a fantastical depiction of love. It's a very realistic depiction of love. Act of will. Remember what you said about that relationship therapist? Said I have a 5-year unhappy period with his wife, and it's like, bro, imagine getting through that. No. You have to choose love.
Just a bit of
every day.
Backstory. It was a relationship counsellor. It was a marriage counsellor. He had his own marriage counsellor. You know. So, just to make it clear, he's a marriage counsellor and he had his own marriage counsellor that he'd speak to about his own relationship. And his marriage counsellor, who's the guy up here, said he would talk about the times where he had a 5-year unhappy period. And if these people are experts, we've got an expert down here consulting his expert, and this expert had a 5-year unhappy period. He's an expert. People like me, people like me and you don't stand a chance. Don't stand a chance.
And it's the funniest thing is because if your relationship is built on lust, you will never survive that.
Yeah,
you will never survive that because when all the feelings are gone, when all that's gone, there's nothing holding your.
Exactly.
These men have to choose love every day. Have to wake up vexed.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you hate them. Doesn't matter if you find them annoying. Their breathing is annoying. They're snoring.
They chew their mouth open.
Yeah,
anything.
You're choosing to.
You literally choose.
It's a choice every day.
How these relationships that last. Literally, I think if they framed love like that, that's a lesson everyone can take home.
Yeah, well, exactly. But
obviously, they want a fantastical depiction of love.
So when I finish, so you really aren't going to admit that you confessed to me that you knocked one out to Zayden?
Of all the, listen, everybody else did. Can't be enjoying them, right? Everybody else did.
You know it wouldn't be gay though, right? Because it's not a real man.
Okay, now we're getting into the technical. We're getting into the technical definitions. Well, if you did, okay, let's say for example, because like you said, women are reading this, but like, who else is actually reading this? Do you think there's any? Because like you said, you're the one that was. What did you say? You was proud of him or whatever. Yeah. But so, in your expert opinion, do you think that like, if you're reading this and you're like enjoying, let's say you're enjoying the sexies, you're enjoying the disgraceful parts that we was reading as a man, is that gay?
Well, this is why I asked you. You literally just packaged up the question and gave it back. No. You literally just.
Hey, well, listen, you're the one who was feeling feelings.
I'm just asking. Is it gay to knock on out Zayden? Is it gay?
Oh, it's gotta be. Come on.
Even though it's not a real character,
it has to be.
We don't know he's a guy.
Well, like it said, this was translated from Navarian. So as far as you know, this happened. This shit went down.
So it's definitely gay.
Yeah, nah, come on. You can't be. Look, at the end of the day. Whatever you do, keep it to yourself. Just don't talk about it.
Why does page just stuck together, Joseph? Can't take it back now.
Yeah, nah, get rid of the receipt. Nah.
Are you gonna go? I could go to go because I got a lot more, innit?
Yeah, I put the bit where there's a reason why. What's his name? Major Varish don't like Violet. There's a reason why the Colonel don't like Violet. She literally cannot follow instructions. She cannot. Literally, don't fucking tell anybody. Don't fucking tell anybody. And Rihanna found out that guy, she felt so bad. What did Zayda tell her? If you can't like keep your distance.
Yeah.
If you can't like keep,
and remember Sansa?
Remember Sansa? She tweeted that shit. The thing Ned Stark spent his whole life protecting this secret. Sansa tweeted that shit within 20 seconds. Bruv, she told everybody. She didn't just tell Rhiannon. She assembled dispatch.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right?
Told everybody.
This is the thing. And she is the cheat to complain that Zayden doesn't tell her shit.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's genuinely ridiculous.
She cannot keep a secret for shit.
It's genuinely ridiculous. And it's at the end of the day, it's literally like, yes, you feel bad. Yes, you're lying to your friends. Yes, you're a dickhead. It is for the greater good. This is where characters like Dane come in and they have value in the story because they know this is bigger than me. This is bigger than my friendship. Oh, we're friends. Oh, who cares? Who gives a fuck? The whole continent or whatever was at stake. And it's like all the marked ones, all the rebels that were sacrificing their life. Brennan left his whole family, you know. He wasn't thinking about what he wanted. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I rate Brennan so much. He did not think about what he wanted.
And this is another thing that I have a problem with Zayden and Violet, but actually Zayden mainly. So he basically said, he doesn't care about the rest of the population. He will sacrifice it all for Violet. This is why Jedis can't have wives.
And we saw it with
women are witches, remember. From the name of the rose.
They invoke the spirit of the devil.
Genuinely.
The tool of the devil.
Yeah, they are the
to get men to stray off the path. Yeah. This is why monks literally abstain. That's why they abstain.
Man said he will sacrifice every woman, man, woman and child just for Zayden.
The box cannot be that good.
Just for
I'm afraid the box cannot be that good.
It's delusion. It's delusion. To even admit it is embarrassing. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
To say the word,
you should be embarrassed to say something like that.
Genuinely. So these people, like Dane, last book when he said, "Fuck whatever I have with Violet," this goes beyond that. And he said, "Read her memories or whatever." Did what it needed to be done, basically. And I say, respect. Yeah. Put respect to his name for that. Brennan. Literally, and the thing is, Zayden, how long did he sit on that Brennan secret for? Even while he was catching feelings for Violet, never ever said, "Oh yeah, your brothers are like." She might have wanted to know that. He said, "Do what need be done."
Yeah.
So, for him to do a complete 180 now, and like you said, turn into Dane, or not even that, because Dane wouldn't even have done that. To turn into, I don't even know who he turned into, and just now be like, "I'll sacrifice everything that we've worked for." Remember, he said, "I'm the leader of the revolution." So the leader of the revolution sacrificed the revolution to get laid. is essentially what we're talking about here.
Well, that's what women want to read, isn't it? That's what they want to read.
Do you know what? That's a
Makes
good point.
them feel super special.
It definitely makes them feel special. Or give up everything. Give up everything. You, the hero, and that's why women are attracted to villains. I heard this great quote. He said, women are attracted to villains because the hero will sacrifice you to save the world. The villain will sacrifice the world for you.
Yeah.
That's why I like villains.
This book has really shaped up to be something. In this story, we see Violet deal with jealousy, especially when they go to Zayda's ex-girlfriend's house, and tension between them all. And then the fight scene with the venom was good. And definitely believable, by the way she handles it. It wasn't a case of her magically being able to control and aim all of a sudden. It was the water on the floor mixed with Tan's impeccable timing of lifting her up that helped her electrocute the venom. Because there was water on the floor and she electrocuted the floor, and it struck the venom. I don't know why the author chose not to make Violet impervious to lightning instead of Tan lifting her up, but
it would have made perfect sense as well because she can already bring lightning. She can literally.
So I don't know why did she opt for that and not.
Yeah, no, it would have made perfect sense. It's like it doesn't take any brain power to make that.
It was there. It was there. Easy win.
You've literally done it already. You've literally led the horse to the water. Now all you have to do is drink. You've literally made your way there. All you have to do is take it into your hands. But I guess, to be fair, they did
The only reason why I can think of that is because in the next book, it's going to be explained. That's the only reason why. And
that's you giving the author out, basically. Because she doesn't...
Why else would they need time to lift her up to shock the ground? Why else? Doesn't make no sense.
To be fair, we do say...
Can she shock herself?
We do say...
So if she was to bring energy from this hand to that hand, is she going to shock herself?
Now you're asking a super technical question.
It's never going to happen. That would never happen.
I personally think it would just be an example for Violet to be overpowered again. It's like, now you're impervious to lightning as well. Which she should already be, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
but she should be. She definitely
should be. But it's just like, do you think in the next book she's going to have like new crazy powers? Because it's already quite out of hand when you think about it. It's already quite got...
Mate, we ain't even got to her full potential.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
And they're already saying she's going to be the most powerful of her generation, blah, 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 blah.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know how close she was to being a fucking librarian?
We definitely get through this. We're coming up to an hour already.
Yeah.
An excerpt from Colonel Elijah. I noticed they didn't go with Colonel Joseph.
Of course not. That's General Joseph. That's next.
I'm confused as to why Rebecca Yarros is dwindling on the journey back. You know, that mountain climb. Why was that even a thing? Like, get to the Wyvern. Come on.
100%. I guess calm before the storm. A little bit of longing out the suspense thing. You can't really... me as a writer, what I don't do is I don't jump from action to action to action to action. This ain't Avengers. You can't jump from action to action. Only they can do that.
Yeah, but
there needs to be a little bit...
At least put character building.
That is what I would have done, in fact. So I don't do everything like how she would, but I definitely understand why she's done that, because it's a kind of...
Yeah,
like, on these books, sometimes the pacing slows down and it's... And that's
there's a reason why Game of Thrones is born. It's their episode 9 of their seasons is the one. The rest of the season's rubbish.
Yeah, and the rest of the season's very slow. And then episode 9, it peaks. It literally just skyrockets. So I definitely understand why she did that, 100%.
I'll keep going if you're done.
I've got 1 point left.
I'm not trying to get through this. Do you know how juicy this story would be with a touch of infidelity? I can't decide who would be the better for the story. Mixed with the fact that their dragons can't be separated, it would be interesting. So Zayden could cheat, or Violet could cheat, or something like that. It would add another dynamic, because it had quite a bit of boring bits. Like, even as I said, the mountain climb. Yeah, some fucking riders died or whatever. Yeah, they had to swing off a sword or whatever. But it's just like, we don't care. We definitely need some creativity. Surprise, surprise. Chapter 46. Cat and Violet have a fight on the mat. And surprise, surprise, Cat was trained by Zayden. It's so obvious.
Bro, this guy's collecting bitches to train it. That's ridiculous.
He was. I said. That was so obvious. I guess that from the beginning. And as I'm reading this, let me guess, Violet wins. I said, okay, still mid-fight, and I'm enjoying how this is playing out. The dialogue between them in the fight is juicy. They're on the mat talking about, I taught him to do that trick with his fingers.
As ladies, they're just like, ladies. There's enough of me for both of you. That's essentially what they're saying.
Kat also mentioned something about Zayden looking ahead, and Kat is the future, and it's funny. That would be a great storyline if that was true. And there's a show on Netflix that Michaela was watching, and basically the guy had a wife who couldn't have a baby, so he decided to get a girlfriend and told the girlfriend that that's his ex-wife to have a baby with the girlfriend, and then the wife came back on the scene and they basically pushed the girl out and made her seem like she's crazy and called the police and just to get a baby so they could be together.
So the wife
and
was in on the plan.
In on the plan.
I'm dead.
In on the plan. Acted like a crazy ex-wife and this, that and the other, like to try and
why did they just get a surrogate? That's so unnecessary.
I don't know why they didn't get a surrogate.
They
tried. They did try, but the surrogate ran off with the money. 100 grand.
Oh, that's not a little bit as well. That's not a little
They were
bit,
rich, but I don't think they were that rich.
I'd fight her. Best believe.
I said, but Kat is definitely speaking the truth about Xaden telling Kat to look forward to the future. I guess he didn't expect to start loving Violet because Xaden was promised to Kat.
Yeah.
And then obviously General Sorrengail, the mum, said to Xaden, you got to do this, that and the other and look after Violet. Xaden's told Kat, look, this is my mission to look after this girl. Whatever, we got our own situation going on because they were promised like they needed to join family sort of thing.
Literally.
And all of a sudden Xaden's definitely started liking Violet and he said to Kat, boy, I don't know, changed my mind.
So did you get your drop of infidelity, your drop of juicy infidelity there in a way, shape or form? Because like when you're promised, you're as good as married. That's cheating. If you break the promise, it's good as married, literally.
But yeah, so I mean, we've all been there. I said,
promised somebody and then like now you got a mission.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with all the emotions coming from Violet, it was so obvious that Kat was cheating. What should have happened? Woo, sale. She got notification too. I imagine. Too bad my phone was on silent.
Ching, ching.
Yeah, the too bad my phone was on silent because that noise. When we get that noise, it means we have to drink. We gotta celebrate.
Okay.
Anyway, with all the emotions coming from Violet, it was obvious that Kat was cheating and using her powers because they said no powers. What should have happened was Violet should have lost and then got the moral victory because Kat was cheating. That would have been far more creative. But God forbid the right to allow anything bad to happen to Violet.
Literally, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I fell off my chair when the blood magic didn't work the first time, you know, because Violet could do anything. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, did they really make her fail? Oh my gosh,
literally,
like, what's she going to do?
First time ever.
I know, right?
First time ever. Even when she was weak and had no power, she was still beating bitches in the gym. I remember when she was sabotaging them. She was literally, she can't stop winning. They're waffles, bruv. She literally cannot stop winning. And when you have a character like that, I'm just like, do you really expect me to believe they will not be victorious in this book? They've succeeded at everything they've tried so far.
The sex scene on the throne.
Remember when I said, I literally said, like, when I was reading through the sex scenes, I was like, there's no point, like, oh, cringe, look at, there's more coming. I literally said there's more coming. The shamelessness is not done.
The lust and the cringe is overwhelming and I'm sick of it.
Man said, I'm done. I'm out.
And not because as a man, my masculinity would be in check if I found it hot, but it's the fact that it's so cliche and boring. Why couldn't Xaden have erectile dysfunction like Joseph? But for real, why isn't there any relationship problems? Like she couldn't get wet or something. I'm not asking for the writer to take us through scenes of her wiping her ass or shaving her fanny or pits like all women should. But make it real though. Make it real.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I drank too much. I can't get it up. Like something.
You know what's funny? I swear Violet was a virgin. Like, but you thought
they didn't make it clear.
I don't. And even from like how she was. Then again,
I don't think so.
She was with Dane.
No. They made it clear that her and Dane didn't have sex. They made it clear in the book. Okay. So I don't know. I don't think she was because they would have made it a big deal. You know, they would have made her first time big deal in the story. So I definitely don't think that is the case. But yeah, why don't they make it real?
Yeah, nice.
Would your masculinity be in check if you find the sex scenes hot?
If you're. I mean, for me personally, yes. I say yes, 100%. 100%, I say yes. Because it's literally just like you said, it's
so your nipples never got hard.
Yeah, nah, see, that's mad. That's mad. But, it's like you said, it's overwhelming and it's too much. It's too much. Like, it's not what you're giving me, it's how much of it in one dose you're giving me. It's too much. Now, what you're saying about, I want it feral, that's a very interesting word to choose.
That's disgusting.
Feral was very... You went out of your way to choose the word
It's
feral.
lost field. Oh my God.
Sin.
Filthy.
That's what it is. It's sin. It's literally sin.
It is.
This is sin. That's an out of wedlock ad as well. This is sin. Come on. You know where you're going.
There was something philosophical, something almost philosophical, where Zayden tells Violet that it was Kat's fault. Sorry, so where Zayden tells Violet that it's not Kat's fault that Violet feels jealous and insecure, and that she needs to keep her own feelings in check. Immediately after, Violet basically makes it her mission to not let Kat piss her off, because she's obviously doing it on purpose. And it's a little lesson for the readers, which is something that I've been failing to teach my girlfriend. Don't let other people's control your emotions. Don't react when you can respond. I mean, even when we were younger, I used to be the wind-up merchant. Do you remember what I used to do to annoy you?
It used to be that thing where you would move your mouth and words would come out.
So
you don't want to read right now.
So for the readers, when me and Jess was really young, this is what I'd do to annoy him. I'd go up to him and I'd go like this. That's it. He'd go, and he'd flip. That's all I'd do. And and sooner or later, he was finally taught how to control it, and I haven't done it since. I don't have any power over it.
Do you get what I'm saying? The best deterrent is disincentive.
Yes.
De-incentivize.
Yeah. So this is what I said. When I said don't react when you can respond. So after, when I think she went up to Kat and said, "Oh, thank you for teaching Zayden to do that thing with his fingers. I enjoyed it." That's responding instead of reacting, which is when she said it and she fucking hit him or whatever.
And she was burning on the inside. She was burning on the inside. That's mad.
What do you think of the character in Dana?
I didn't think. Okay, first of all, I was thinking this better be some. I was thinking this better be some. When I obviously found out Violet bonds two dragons, I was like, this better be some. This better be some characters. It'll better lead to something. Better get some meat and potatoes out of this. And then when it was like, she's like, another black dragon, I was like, there's no way. Like, you bonded two black dragons and they're supposed to be like super rare once in a million. And then it was like, she's a seventh breed or whatever. I said, that might actually be worse than having another black dragon. Because it's just, Violet's achievements are endless. Her trophy cabinet is much, she's literally got everything.
Okay, I wasn't really talking about Indana in that sense.
Yeah.
I was talking about the character in and of itself, so the personality, because I think it was just shy of genius, bringing the personality in and of itself. Adolescence adds an extra dimension to the story.
Yeah.
And it also kind of seems like she's written in after the story was complete. It's almost like the writer said, yeah, this needs something else. Because you could take out all her parts, apart from obviously the ward stone or whatever, you could take out everything and she would not make a single blind bit of difference. It's almost like... Other
than like Major Varys, the conflict, knocking heads with things
exactly,
like that.
Exactly. But
which I thought was quite a good... I thought I was quite interested.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It adds... It's just like... It's added in just to make the story just a bit better. But I do like her character, is the annoyance.
I definitely thought adolescence. I agree with you. I think adolescence was an interesting concept to bring into like dragons, because
it answers some questions.
Yeah, definitely answers some questions. And even from like they knew she was an adolescent, Tan was like, "Listen, just be ready." Yeah. he was just like, ready. He said, "Not another one. Be ready."
Jack Barlow was a nice touch. Him being a dark wielder, it was almost like when Agent Smith left the Matrix and started picking off the team one by one. It was literally. It was like. It was almost like the writer just wrote that in. I mean, she did, but it's like we didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, no, sort of and it's like it's about, we start to see now why with all these omnipotent time stopping powers, like the Dark Wizards are still a threat, because they have they can respond in and of themselves. They have powers of their own. They're a threat, and we want to see them realize their potential as threats, so that we have the conflict, so we can now get the conflict, because. Now in the third book, now the conflict is going to reach the crescendo. Now we're at the peak of the conflict.
Well, I don't know. Can the story not finish there? Because they beat the Dark Wielders. What more now?
But that's the thing. You can't have 2 books in the series. What the hell?
It has to be a trilogy.
Well, not it has to, but this is accepted practice. Trilogy or 5. 5 even. Because I think Hunger Games is 5. Is Hunger Games 5? Something's 5. There's a series where it's 5. Harry Potter 7. Do you see what I'm saying? So
So she can't stop.
Ain't nobody doing 2 books. Come on. Who's doing that? 2 books. If you're doing 2 books, it'll be part 1, part 2. It'll be called part 1 and part 2.
People, I'm sure there's got to be someone who does 2 books. Like, they write 1 book and it's just too long, so they split into 2.
But in those situations, you typically see part 1 and part 2. That's what you typically see.
Okay.
I don't know if you will see the Empyrean series written on the front, and it's 2.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
The story definitely isn't finished. Anyway.
Yeah,
definitely isn't finished. But they've beaten the main enemy. But how the hell did we have a war with no motivational speech? No going to battle.
No, Optimus
war.
Prime. That was
Like
like
Optimus
for General
Prime,
Sorrengail to step up and now show set pace, or general or a commanding officer of some sort. Somebody, Zayden, somebody.
I feel robbed. That speech is supposed to have my blood pumping. I should feel like I want to start putting on armor.
Literally, it's like, bro,
how did we not have a war
watch
speech? Game of
when
Thrones.
You watch, I was about to say, when you watch Avengers and you see Captain America drop that, I tried to assemble with him in the screen, in the cinema screen. It's ridiculous. Optimus Prime.
You know what I mean?
Listen, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
These lot put that fire in your belly.
Yeah.
And that's how you win the war.
Yeah.
That's literally how you win.
You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, Game of Thrones, like, come on.
Yeah.
There was more than a couple.
Yeah,
in there.
exactly.
There was more than a couple.
And to my last point, the end was action-packed, but nobody died. I stupidly thought that Violet might die when she was charging up the Wardstone. But yeah, it was like loads of action, but no suspense, and nobody died. Like, nobody died.
I literally said the emotional investment for Violet in the war was like, oh, my brother gave his life for this, so like now I can have an example to live up to. They brought Brennan back. And it's like nobody else. She's not lost anybody. She has no.
Her mum died.
Yeah. But that's why I said there needs to be somebody. Somebody's got to lose their life here. Somebody's got to lose her life by hook or by crook.
I don't even know why they killed them all. Why? We don't care about her anyway.
She wasn't a big player.
We don't care about her anyway.
Bro, you should have killed either Zayden or Dane. Should have killed either Zayden or Dane. I mean,
you could let go. You could let go of Dane. You could.
Bro, he's definitely expendable.
He's
definitely expendable.
You could let go, and then she could be like, "Oh, Dane, you know."
Yeah, she could be like, "You redeemed yourself."
Yeah,
maybe you
gave her life. Yeah, something. He could have got rid of Dane.
You see, like, what's his name? Jorah Mormont. Like, bro, literally. And like, Daenerys was like, yeah, she didn't really fuck with him, gave his life. Yeah. I was like, come on, Lipsy, man, he's dying. I was like, come on, nice. She didn't, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, could have got rid of Dane, 100%.
I'm confused about the ending though. Is Zayden a Dark Wielder now?
I thought so, because he was Jack literally said, ain't gonna go back, little bro.
Yeah, so what?
Bro, he put him on that meth crack. He literally says, no going back.
So what does it mean though? Is he evil? Does he not like Violet? Does he want to? What does it mean?
I think the 3rd book, he's gonna be trying to like balance having this dark power and still trying to be with Violet. Ultimately, it's gonna sabotage everything that they have together.
Yeah, but
which I think is a good direction to
kill
go
her
in.
or something.
I don't necessarily think
I
so.
mean, she's
maybe
the most powerful.
Maybe
He's gonna want to drain her.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's I like the direction where I think it's gonna go.
But it's gonna be another love story then.
This whole thing was a love story.
Yeah, but this book nearly wasn't. I mean, there was some heavy sex scenes in there.
This was a lust story.
No, but it wasn't.
Erotica.
It wasn't. Look, was it about their relationship? Of course, but it seemed like the main thing was gearing up for war. That's what the main topic. Whereas the last book, it was literally a relationship. We knew she was going to get through school. That was secondary.
Yeah.
So,
well, look, I think it's either primarily or secondary a love story. One of those two. There's either going to be love in the background or there's going to be war in the background. But they're synonymous anyway. Love and war are always synonymous. 100%. Greek goddess of love and a goddess of war and a god of war in love together. They're synonymous. Literally, philosophy shows us this. History shows us this. So I'm not surprised that it's a love story. I'm not surprised that love themes are in it. People always want a love story as well.
Okay.
You can't really have fiction these days without some element of love in there.
Of course.
Not successfully anyway.
Okay, so what would you rate the book out of 10? Because we're using the old rating system.
Yeah, we're going to develop a new rating system. But for now, I will give... What did I give the last one? I said like 5, innit? I remember I was harsh. I was harsh. I'll give it 7. I'll give it 7, which I think is being nice, but I'll give it 7.
I would give it 7 because it's a nice little read.
It's
a nice little read,
and it's like if I'm unbiased and like yes, I've said my piece about I've had my say about how much I disliked Violet and like all the whatever. I've said my piece, putting that to one side, analysing things I did like about it. I'm getting to grips with the whole, dragons with personality and talking, because dragons don't typically talk in these things. Or maybe they do, maybe they don't, but like Game of Thrones, they definitely didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
So,
but it makes sense that they talk through.
I'm getting to grips with that, and it's like growing on me, and it's becoming normal to me now. Where it's like at first it was very strange. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Some characters I really did like. I still like Major Varys. Still was my favourite character. Just the way he just dropped in and literally bullied everybody.
I hated him. He was like Joffrey to me.
He literally dropped in and bullied everybody.
I didn't
when
like
this
him
guy
at all.
literally said, make sure your thing shows up for flight maneuvers. Make sure, He literally said, you can consider that an order. He's just a problem for everybody.
Do you know what? I was going to say 7, but I think I'm going to have to bump it down to a 6 because nobody significant died in that big battle.
In the battle. But to be fair, I was going to say that, but then I was going to say General Sorrengail, bit of dust. And then we've got Xaden, who's like ill, I guess we could say. Ill? Let's say ill. I don't know.
Well, they made it clear that he didn't die. They could have killed him off. They couldn't kill him off.
I think that... I genuinely didn't think there was any point to bringing Jack back until we found that part. Until the end, where I was like, so now Jack has a reason that they've actually brought him back now, at least. Because I thought he just brought him back to bring him back.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Xaden, though.
Yeah, 100% interesting. So one thing I will say is I don't want a happy ending. I don't want Violet and Xaden to have a happy ending.
I want a happy ending.
I don't. I definitely don't want.
I don't want to see any of them die. I don't want to see any of them die.
I literally don't want a happy ending. That would be a huge disappointment to me.
So what does Sorrengail turn to Venom then?
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that. And then if she does, what happens to Tan?
Because they're all connected.
Bro, they can't do that. They can't do that. What, take away all the... That means Jack will single-handedly have bopped the biggest threat to the...
It's not his fault, though. He was actually... I don't even know how that happened to Jack. That wasn't explained.
Yeah, no, it wasn't explained.
So,
maybe Malik, they grabbed him when this guy was at Malik's... I don't know what they did.
Malik's door. Malik's door is just Death's door.
Yeah, no, but listen... Are the gods real? Are they going to come through and because magic's real, dragons are real.
Why wouldn't the gods be real?
Why wouldn't the gods be real? Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe the gods come through at the end of I don't know. I wouldn't say no to that. Be interested?
No, I think I'd ruin it.
You think it'd ruin it?
Of course it would.
I want Xaden to kill Violet at the end.
What, sex scene gone wrong?
Well, that's what they would do, innit? That's what they would do, innit? He'd be like, I'll show you feral.
Well, yeah, let's lock this off now. We should have another book lined up.
We say this every single week.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yes, literally what we do. And we will continue.
So yeah, till next time.